This thing is pretty. I like white flight controllers. It reminds me of the old CC3Ds. But you don't see any anymore, especially not a 20x20. That's a Micro Lux V2. It's got the OSD, and hopefully it's going to be a good board. I got this because I wanted to put it on my other CB122, but then right after I ordered it, I was like, what the hell was I thinking? Because I had these single ESCs, and you can't use single ESCs with this because this is made for a 4-in-1. So that's why I didn't explain that in that other video, but that's why I had to take that other CB122 apart to take the 4-in-1 out of it and put in the single ESCs instead. And these are what I put in it. They're super tiny. Teeny tiny. They'd be even smaller if I took the heat shrink off. But yeah, I put these on this other quad here. Let me grab it. And it turned out pretty good. I actually lost 7 grams on this build, and gained some. Well, I made this lower, so now I can get way more tilt out of the camera. You can see in there. It looks like it's hitting the board, but it's just touching some wires. There's just a pile of wires right there. But I can get much more tilt than where it's at. And where it's at is actually a little bit higher than I even like. So, but yeah, that worked out great. Just the only thing that's in here is the flight controller. So, and then the VTX03 on top of it. But I still got more room for more tilt if I ever needed it. But yeah, these ESCs are pretty sweet. They are tiny and light, and they're working great so far. I've flown this a few times already, and it's flying excellent. So that's what I'm going to be putting on the other CB122 is this set, along with another omnibus. And then this Lux is going to go with the Lumineer 12 amp 4-in-1 on... I think I'm going to put them on a Eclair. I got another Eclair 2.5 inch on the way, so throw them on there. It came with some stuff, and it looks to me like, I didn't know this, but I guess this is M2 holes, or M2.5. That looks like M2. Yeah, M2. So those holes look bigger than M2 though, so maybe they're M2.5. They could even be M3, I don't know. But it came with M2 stuff. Here's a M3 screw. Oh yeah, it fits just fine. I don't know why it came with this smaller stuff. That's definitely M2. Kind of weird that it came with that and it's M3 holes. Oh well. I won't use this anyway. This will be for some other quad probably down the road. Pretty little flight controller though. So up next, I'm just finishing up this build. I'm putting some DYS 1104 6500 kVs on the Aries with the XJB stack. And yeah, I'll be back when I finish it up, unless you want me to do a build video. No? Okay. I'll be back then. Alright, so far got the motors on. I took the flight controller off so I could get to the ESC better because because of the canopy and the 4-in-1. I needed to go around the inside and come out so that the wires weren't in the way of the canopy. So now the canopy will fit on here no problem. If I were to try to go this way, you know, the wires either couldn't have went in or they would have got crushed when I put this down. So alright, so got the motors on, so now I can put the flight controller back on. So got the VTX. probably just gonna sit right there. Oh no. I won't be able to get to it because the nut will be in the way if I had it like that, but that's where it sits the flattest. I wish I could go this way. Just that right there would be perfect, just like that. But then the antenna probably wouldn't reach. Yeah, it wouldn't reach. Alright, well, I'm going to trim down the wires. So I got 5-volt and ground right here. So it's going to be going this way so I can make the power and ground really short. Around there. And then these are going straight into this. So I can make them pretty short. About there. Alright, so got that done. A little bit longer than I would need, but that's okay. Now I just need to solder the power and ground for the VTX03 and the VBAT or VSense, whatever they call it, wire. That gives you your voltage in the camera's OSD, because there's no OSD on this F325. The F428 has OSD. That's the newest one from HGLRC. It's freaking like $80 with the VTX stack, which is pretty nice, but I mean, it's a 3 stack and it's pretty tall. I don't know. I mean, it wouldn't fit in this quad, and a few other quads I know of it won't fit. I don't know what it would fit in, but I'm sure it would fit in shit like, you know, the XBL2 or the CSX. It'll for sure fit in those, but I'm talking about micros. Alright, so I need to put a piece of foam. This foam is so awesome and I'm out of it, man. It's 3M, it says 3M Scotch Extreme Mounting Tape. This stuff is awesome. It works so good. That's all I got left. Good for one more build. Pretty awesome stuff. Alright, so now I'm going to solder the power and ground here. This looks like we got ground at the very end. And the buzzer, I don't know, I guess I could just go back here. Kind of had it tucked up underneath the flight controller, like that, I guess. And then now we can set the canopy on and, well, oh no, wait, I need to do this purple wire. Shit, I guess I should have done that. Oh no, I can go down here. I forgot I was gonna put it on this right here. There's these 2 pads on the other side, opposite from the battery cable pads, and it just says plus and minus, so I'm thinking that that is battery voltage, so I'm just gonna put it on the plus there. Sometimes shit just becomes such a pain in the ass when I'm on camera. Okay, so got it all put together. You see, got the VTX 03 up there. I'll be able to get to the button right there on the side. Got the receiver wired up, cameras wired up, buzzers wired up, everything's good to go. So I configured it already in the computer. It was already set up, all ready to go, with the signal wires and everything. I don't think I mentioned either, this stack is on sale right now for 35 bucks, which is pretty damn cheap for getting a 4-in-1 25 amp ESC and an F3 flight controller. 35 bucks, pretty cheap. So we got the canopy on now. I'll just throw the battery on here. This 450 is the perfect size battery for this frame. So there we go. Now, yeah, you can see I can get to the button, no problem there. Now we'll make sure it arms, and then we'll check the FPV and be good. Then I'll just have to throw some props on, go for a little flight. Oh yeah. Cool. Oh, hell yeah. Got some nice little video there too. So I just need to change the settings of the OSD and the camera and stuff. And yeah, that's about it. So there we go. All done. Atmo. This thing's pretty cool. I'm gonna throw some props on and then show you guys a little hover. And next up will be some DVR and punch out and shit. I think it looks like an ice cube, which is kind of cool. But everything turned out exactly how I wanted it to. Damn, these motors are fast. Crazy fast. Crazy insane speed with these motors, man. Don't underestimate these DYS 1104 6500 kVs because they are badass. And the best part is that you can use the 450 milliamp hour 3 cells and get tons of flight time and no hot batteries, no hot motors, nothing, you know. So yeah, this thing pretty sweet. I'll show you the hover real quick. If I can get this out of here. Whoa. So yeah, pretty badass. And I think this kind of glows. Well, does it turn blue? Yeah, it turns blue when it's armed. But let's see in the dark. It doesn't really glow as much as I thought. The receiver's kind of in the way too there, but... Alright, well, that's about it, so peace out.